who better to start us off than Yvonne? You all at Red Hat have been there since the beginning of this journey on adopting this technology, extensive private sector and public sector capabilities. What's it look like in 2 to 3 years? What's that demand signal that you all are focusing on and are going to be implementing over the course of the next 2 and 3 years?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting 2 or 3 years. I think that honestly, recession is top of mind for everybody in the tech industry right now. Every morning we're waking up to news of hiring freezes and layoffs. And obviously our heart goes out to those individuals. But in the macro, it makes me think about how that could impact the mission of government. Will this slow innovation? Will we see a brain drain in tech that makes us fall behind the technological capabilities of our foes? So it's not just the people, right? It's we've been in several years of boom in tech, and we've seen a proliferation of small companies and startups, and that's going to be really tough for these next few years in terms of the recession. And so there's risk there as well. I do think there is a silver lining in this, and I think there's an opportunity for us to drive cloud adoption. It's imperative for government to have a cloud-enabled workforce. And it's been really difficult to do that because of the fluidity and inflation in the tech job market over these past few years. Maybe if we're deliberate about recruiting from some of these folks that are unfortunately affected, folks could have an opportunity to serve their country and bring some of that innovation to government. And I think that's a really exciting opportunity for me, and maybe a place where we could be deliberate about doing cross-pollination between industry and government. As for Red Hat's focus, I think we are very much zeroed in on edge. Obviously much of what DoD does is edge in some fashion, and we've been a longstanding partner in supporting that. But we're doing some really exciting things lately, like getting OpenShift and Kubernetes up in the International Space Station. We've been working really closely with the integrator community on AI/ML at the edge. Lockheed Martin's created a drone, for example, that not only does image processing on board, but they can actually deploy new models in flight to adapt to their context. So there's a lot of tremendously exciting stuff that's happening at the edge. And the one thing that also really excites me about edge is it's inherently an ecosystem play, right? It requires hardware vendors, software vendors, integrators, and government to collaborate around a single use case to bring these solutions to bear. And so I think that's great. At the end of the day, we're all on the same team, and I think coming together to collaborate to give the best advantage to protecting our country is something that I'm looking forward to. So